about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be true to you is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be true to you is not about competing with one another. We're about complimenting one another. Hey, what's up, world? Welcome to the Be True to You talk show. You already know what today is. Today is
Mommy Mondays.
That's right, Mommy Mondays, where it's me and my mini-me having a conversation. You already know what to do. Before we move on, go ahead, like, share, and comment. That's right, like, share, and comment. We're having Q&A today. We have some questions. Welcome, Andrea. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and comment. Hey, we're on Facebook as well as YouTube, so you can be a part of this show. Now, before we get started, we have to say congratulations and welcome to our new family member. Our baby is here. She's not our baby, but she's our baby. She's here. So kudos to the mother and the father and the mother for pushing, and welcome to Mia. Hearts for Tamia. Tamia has entered into the world. We're super excited. We get to go see her this Saturday. And yeah, we cannot wait. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, Mom.
Hey,
world.
That's right. Hey, what's up, world? We hope you guys are sharing. We hope you guys are liking. Welcome, Mother. Thank you, guys. Make sure you invite your sisters, your brother, your auntie, and your cousin, anybody who wants to be a part of the show. Now, today, if you saw in the capture in the post, we're having Q&A. And so we have a few questions that people had sent in and want us to elaborate on it and talk about it. And so if you have a question while we're here, make sure you put it in the comment. And so we can answer your question, or if you have a question for us, be so kind to drop it in there, right? Okay. So first we want to say,
hey, Oshi.
We want to offer our condolence to Jerry Springer. He lost his life to cancer at the age of 79. I grew up watching him.
No, I did too. We used to stay home from school and watch Jerry Springer.
You didn't stay home just to watch it, but when
it
you
seemed like it. But like when you would have like a sick, I'm putting in quotations because you wasn't always sick. But when you have a sick day and we would be at grandma's house and we would watch Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer raised me.
Jerry Springer was the best of it, even though Maury Povich tried to take over.
No, you can't put them against each other now.
No, Jerry Springer was the original one, though, is what I'm saying.
But you can't discredit Maury.
Okay, Maury is good, but Jerry was first. Yeah.
First isn't always best, guys.
It may not be, but he was.
But he was definitely an OG, a pioneer. He will be missed. Yeah. Nobody does daytime TV like Jerry Springer. I'm talking about this man had them folks on there fighting the Ku Klux Klan. You remember that?
Yeah, everybody was fighting. If you came on Jerry Springer's show, you were either going to get beat up or do the fighting. Of course, if I would have went on there, I hope I would have been doing the beating up and not get beat up.
Not get beat up. So you said you cheated on your husband and you kissed your work husband, but he doesn't know. Well, he does now. Bring him out. Man, I never even got the chance to get my Jerry beads. That's crazy.
What's Jerry beads?
The beads that you got on the Jerry Springer show.
What's beads that you get on Jerry Springer show? They gave beads?
See, you ain't watched it for real.
They gave out beads?
The Jerry beads.
Oh, I missed that part. I did watch it, but I missed that part. I've never seen nobody get no beads. I seen people get beat up and cussed out.
They did that too. Grandma, tell her about the Jerry beads. He gave out Jerry beads.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you just did a little woo, and you would get you some Jerry beads.
Oh, okay. I always wanted to be a guest on the talk show or be in the audience. I really wanted to be in the audience of Wendy Williams, but now that she's gone,
Well, you can be on Sherry.
Nah.
But you don't have to be a guest or in the audience because you have your own talk show.
This is true. Period. One day we will be worldwide. Okay. So, hey, everybody. Thank you for watching, Evangelist. Thank you, LaShandra, Yashanti, thank you all. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you go ahead, like and share and comment. As you know, this is first Monday of the month, and every first Monday of the month, it's Mommy Mondays. Me and my mini me Morgan, and we have conversation about life situation issues, and we have a couple questions from her friends, and that we're going to try to talk about, answer, just give our input. Not that we're pros, and we're not saying that we're pros, but Morgan says she's a pro. But we're going to give our input. And first thing we're going to go, I think the first thing we should talk about is black families or black. What was it? Blacks in therapy.
Yes.
Blacks in therapy.
Blacks in therapy. Black and in therapy. Black and getting therapy. Black and being a therapist. Black in therapy.
Just black and therapists.
Because, and I think it's so important to put the black on it, because I feel like for the most part in the black community, therapy and mental health is ostracized. It's taboo. Like no one wants to talk about it. No one thinks they should get it. It's pray about it. Talk to God about it. You got a roof over your head. What's wrong with you? You got clothes on your back. What's wrong with you? You don't need therapy. But yes, you do. You do need therapy.
When we was growing up, we was always told, what goes on in the house stays in the house. And what happened in the house is nobody's business. And I think this is something that I see that most black people, not most black people, but people are breaking that cycle as far as believing that only what's happening in the house should stay in the house. This is why people are being mistreated. This is how people was molested. This is how people was raped. This is how people were killed. This is how people was abused because it was told to stay in the house. Even back in the days, you remember, like you saw Soul Food. You might not remember that, but
I
Soul
remember
Food.
Soul Food
Okay,
with Big Mama
and
and her arm was burning.
they had the uncle in the basement, right? And that's what most black people did. They would say, "Oh, that's just crazy Uncle Sam. Oh, that's just crazy Uncle Charlie. He live in the basement. He live in the back room." And we never dealt with issues or felt like we should, because we like to, as a black people, we feel like we can handle things on our own, or too, like you said, just pray about it and give it to God and it's gonna be all right. I'm excited, not excited, but I'm proud to see that in 2023, you hear a lot of people talking about therapy. You hear a lot of people saying that it's okay to not be okay. But I'm wondering, are they really getting the counseling? Are they really doing the work? But if they are, kudos to them, because I personally believe that we all
would
benefit from therapy.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Some more than others.
Especially if we was raised in the 60s, or 60s and down. Definitely, because we had those black stereotypes as far as what's normal, what's not normal, what we can talk about, what we can't talk about. And so I think that even in my age, that it's good to get therapy. Not that there's anything wrong right now. Like, I'm not depressed. And a lot of people feel like you can't get therapy unless you're depressed.
Right.
And I'm not depressed, but sometimes you don't understand the clarity or the freedom or the release or the growth to just sit and talk to someone who's not going to have a dog in the fight.
Right. And without a bias. And it's not even just about having something wrong per se. Therapy is so much more than just talking about your problems. It can help you break patterns. It could help you create new patterns. And it could also help you just tap into yourself more, because you don't know everything. You don't have all the answers, despite how much you might think you do. Therapy offers a lot. And I think that there shouldn't be as big of a stigma surrounding it as there is. But kudos to everyone who does go to therapy, everyone who promotes therapy, and all the therapists out there.
Yeah, at one time we felt like only rich people had the ability to go to therapy or could afford to go to therapy. But there are so many different avenues now and resources, and that everybody can afford some form of therapy. And I say everybody because there are certain things, certain places where you can go and it's free.
Right.
And so you just have to do the research and want to grow. But most of all, what I feel about therapy is it's not just like you said, to get out a problem or to talk about a situation, but it's just good for yourself, to empty out. And like you say, open your mind. It'll cause you to grow in a areas that you didn't even realize you needed to grow
Right.
in.
Also, most health insurance plans will cover therapy, or at least a portion of it, so it's not too unbearable on your pockets. And one of my favorite sayings is, if you're not sharing it, you're storing it, and that gets heavy.
That's good. That's good. If you're not storing it, if you're not sharing it, you're storing it, and that's get heavy. That's like me. I always say, pressure bursts
Burst
the
pipes.
pipes. And so if you're pressured and if you don't release that pressure, the pipe is going to burst, and it usually bursts on the wrong person.
Exactly.
You usually take your frustration or your anger out on someone who has absolutely nothing to do with that space that you're in your head at that moment.
And that's how you end up bleeding on people who didn't cut you.
Bleeding on people that did not cut you. You dropping some nuggets tonight, baby.
That's why they call me Wiz.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Wiz. Don't forget to follow her on YouTube. At her YouTube channel is
Wiz Monifa.
She's waiting to get to a certain number before she can drop a new video.
I just need a quick 200 subscribers. That's it.
Okay.
Some small, some slight.
Mom say back in the days we didn't know better because it wasn't something we knew about. Right. A lot of times it's our upbringing. It's and you know what? Go to the upbringing. You also have a question, or your friends or someone had a question saying that what's considered to be a healthy family. Let me see the question. What did it say?
I believe she said stereotypes of a healthy family, a healthy Black family.
And what is the stereotype of a healthy Black family? Who's there to say what's healthy? One thing that I know is a healthy family that's not been abused physically, mentally, or emotionally. A family that's not been raped or molested. That would be, to me, a normal, healthy family. Not necessarily with two parent
parents,
home,
right.
not necessarily meaning that it's healthy, because we have seen people who had a mother and father and they still came out traumatized and messed up. So to have a healthy family, you got to have healthy parents, and a lot of us didn't come from that. Didn't come from that.
Mm-mm. I mean,
sort of, kind of,
you know, like, you weren't the worst mother in the world. I always tell you that. I personally think that you were the best mother. Could you have been better in some areas? Absolutely. But
absolutely. That's
with
anything. With anything, anyone, child, father, mother, sister, brother, we could have been better people.
Right. I'm sure I could have been a better daughter. Nah, I couldn't have been a better. No, but I'm sure I could have been a better daughter.
And still can be. Okay. We still working. Like Michelle Obama said, we're forever evolving.
Correct.
No one has made it. No one is perfect. No one has reached to the point where they're 100% better self, right? Exactly. Because as long as you're living, you're growing. Exactly. As long as you're living, you're changing. What you should never want to be the same. They tell you even in life, you should change your appearance every 7 to 10 years. You should never continue to look the same, because that's saying that you're staying in an area, you're not growing. Right. And so whether we're growing physically, mentally, emotionally, we should embrace change.
You should stay in motion.
Stay in motion.
What's that? What? Who's
a body in motion stays in motion.
Who is that? Albert? No, that's not Albert Einstein. Murphy's Law. Yeah. And an object in motion should stay in motion. So you should always stay in motion. Once you stop, that's a problem. The name of the game that we call life is to stay in motion. Like that one song say.
Which song?
One monkey don't stop no show.
Oh, stay.
That train gone.
Keep on rolling. Big wheel, keep on.
That is a whole different song.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yeah. And so you got to figure out what's healthy, and no one can tell you what's a healthy life or healthy family life, because what's good for you is not good for me, and vice versa. I may be okay with you know, a mother that yell. You may not,
Right.
And even in the yelling, it does not necessarily mean she don't love you. And
Right.
so you can't. I don't think we have the right to say what's healthy and what's not, except when it comes to something that's detrimental to your physical being and your mental state.
What works for me doesn't work for you, or like what I eat don't make you.
That part.
So I personally don't like being yelled at. I hate it.
Mhm.
But for someone else, it may be acceptable. Like, oh, it's not that bad. Me personally, don't yell at me, please.
Yeah, I don't like to be yelled at either. I might yell, but I
Oh.
I hate for people to raise their voice at me. I mean, Morgan, I may yell at you as a child, but I haven't yelled at you in years, and I don't yell at grown people. I feel like, sometimes children don't hear you until you yell. But even in that, I do believe in talk to people how you want to be talked to. I do believe in treating people how you want to be treated. And so I try to live by that motto. And so when you do that, uh, then I feel like your boundaries is noticed, right?
Right.
And so that's what it's about. It's about boundary. Mary said there's no sounds. So hopefully that's not everyone. If you guys can hear us, give us some hearts. If you can hear
If
us
you
in
hear me clap
Facebook, give me some
once.
likes.
If you can hear me clap once.
I can't hear you.
Is that why you like gold?
Why is that?
The golden rule?
The golden rule. They can hear us. Thank you, Andrea. I like gold because royalty, right? I'm a really girly girl, and so I like color. Even though I was saying to myself, "Look, she can't once." Andrea, you're the best.
Look at grandma.
Even though I said that I like color, I realized I don't have color in my closet, and so this year now I'm working on getting color. I have yellow, but I don't have a lot of
Orange,
purple, orange,
purple, right?
green,
There's no versatility.
or floral, right? And so we talked about change. And so me embarking on 55 years, I want to do a change as far as the way I dress, my style. I want to change my style. With that being said, I'm doing Life with Angela. We started back doing our fashion tips and haul. And so we have a lot going on. So you want to make sure you not just follow Be True to Your Talk Show, but follow Doing Life with Angela.
Tap in.
Tap in, honey. Honey, tap in. Okay, another thing that we wanted to talk about, somebody wanted to know about house buying in Florida. Well, house buying in Florida. Hey Whitney, I am not a realtor. I know absolutely nothing. We have purchased 2 homes. Even at this point, we're not living in one, but we have purchased 2 homes. I know that buying a house right now, yes, Andrew, it's expensive. No matter where you at,
Right.
where you at. But here's the thing: Florida, if you have money, is a great place to purchase a home because of the weather, because of the beach, because of the locations. But if you don't have money, also before the weather, um, the beach, as well as
Low
taxes.
tax rates.
We have low tax rates. But if you don't have money, it's a problem because the house market has fluctuated. It is just way more. Homes are going for more than what they're worth. And that's because people with money are coming in, buying the house for more than what they're worth because the low taxes, because of the beach, because of the weather. Now, money does not go far. In order to get a home these days, even if you make $40,000 a year, you can only get a house at the value of $100,000 to $160,000. That's like a condo right now. That's a house in the hood. That's a shed.
I was gonna say that is a room in someone's house right now.
Right.
That is a very, very tight budget. But another thing is that we do live in the day and age of the flip. People are flipping houses, so they will get a house for a very low rate, but they will flip it and then charge you
correct
3-4 times what they paid for the house. It's hard.
It is, and you have to have a credit score of 620
or better.
better. Mm-hmm. And you may say, well, 620 is not a lot, but think about it. If you're making less than $40,000 a year, and you're trying to pay this ridiculous rent, which is $2,700, mm-hmm. and I even saw yesterday or day before yesterday that car notes are $900.
I was gonna say, I think the average car note is $500.
I'm like, who can have good credit? Who can have good credit when they're trying to survive? You know, not to mention food and gas.
Inflation is crazy all around the market. You remember Toyota? A Toyota used to be like one of the cheapest cars on the market, but now they starting at like $20K, yeah, $25. It's hard to find a car for $12K or anything less than that.
It's no cheap homes. And I want to say you're so right, Andrea. People are coming from other states, and the people who have been here, we are being priced out. Exactly. The people that from mm-hmm. here can't afford to live here. Mm-hmm. This is why people are trying to move to Atlanta, but you can't move there anymore because they're oversaturated. You
have to go to like Wyoming, Nebraska, Arkansas, yeah, Indiana, and maybe not even those places. Honestly, the discourse online is pretty much expensive anywhere you go.
It is expensive everywhere. You have to, if you want to find somewhere decent, my opinion, and I'm not a pro, but my husband is a contractor, you need to go to a rural area mm-hmm. and start building homes from scratch where no one's at, in order to build what you want, to get what you want. Other than that, you're paying way too much than what a house is worth. That's my intake on that's my input on buying a house in Florida.
Baby, have you some money, have you some credit, and have you some patience.
And you got to have 20% of the house that you're buying to put down.
Oh, and they do also offer first time home owners classes that will help you out. And there are some programs that offer assistance, but it is definitely work.
And time consistent.
It's tedious. Yeah. And it can be frustrating, but if it's what you want, go get it.
Go get it. Got to have some patience.
But everyone says the same thing though. Like, it doesn't matter where you are. Like, if you go to Charlotte, they're telling you don't come because everyone coming here. Mm-hmm. Or if you go to
Texas,
Houston, yeah, don't come because everyone coming here. Atlanta, oh, don't come because everyone is coming here. But everyone is trying to escape something. So I mean,
yeah. And vice versa. We're saying that too. Florida is just ridiculous.
It's over capacity.
Yeah. And so I've been to Atlanta. I'm with the don't come, but we're going to visit. We have family there, so we got to go. Okay. What other question do we have?
R.I.P. Jerry Springer.
Do you guys have any questions? Hey, if you have any questions that you want to us to discuss, go ahead and drop that in the comment. And
I'm not married.
Okay, that's right.
Anymore, right? So I can't really speak on this.
Lord Jesus, how long were you married?
That's just a hot second.
Okay.
It got. Well, I didn't even get a divorce. I got an annulment. That's how long I was married.
Oh, okay. Quickly.
Woke up.
In and out.
Mm-hmm. That ain't it.
No baggage.
So they said, what are some pros and cons of marriage? A con is you.
What's the con?
Go ahead.
There is. Here's the thing about marriage, and I think we discussed this a lot because we have learned that today's youth, today's millennials don't value marriage like back in the old days. Not everybody.
We are traumatized. That's all.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm not traumatized by marriage because, first of all, I came from a 2-parent home. My mother and father was married when they was 18, and they stayed married until my father passed away. But even in that, I saw pros as well as cons. I saw some things that I would not have liked in my marriage. Then I also saw some things that I appreciate that's in my marriage. people say marriage is hard, but I said this all right. Marriage is perfect. We make it hard when we're not committed. We make it hard when we don't want to compromise. We make it hard when we're with the wrong person. If you're with the wrong person, marriage is hard. And people like to say marriage is like a job. I beg the difference because I don't want to clock out at 8 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I don't want to just get a paycheck, but I do believe that it takes us all putting in some things, right? Putting in, uh, letting go some things, putting in some work, like, doing some things sometimes you don't want to do, or not not being able to, live to the point where you don't have any concern about yourself. Okay, those are the cons for me. The pros is just having someone to go through life with, having someone to be there when you're sick, having someone to love you in spite of, having someone to believe in you, having someone to help you reach your goals and your dreams. I talk about my marriage, the pros for me. My pros may not be your pros. Some people marry for finance. Some people find that to be a pro. Some people find that they can travel the world. I don't know. Everybody's relationship is different, but you have to figure out what you want in a marriage and what's good for you and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate. A con for me is tricking. That's a con. Period. Point blank.
But you don't experience that in your marriage.
I don't.
Right.
That's why it ain't gonna happen. So that's why that's something that I'm not going to put up. That would be a con. That would be an exit. That'll be get your.
So that, one of those. No, that is what you would call a deal breaker.
Well, yeah, you're right. So that's a deal breaker.
As far as cons, I believe, okay, so an example, con for me, that man be leaving the toilet seat up.
That is a con.
Con is you having to do a little extra load of laundry because now it's more than just you. I'm just saying, like, it's not a con, but those are examples. That would be a con.
I don't have that problem because most of the truth be told,
you don't
my
do
husband do the laundry, right. So I don't have. But that's not a con. It's not something that I feel like I have to sacrifice if I have to do the laundry. I don't have a problem with doing the laundry. It's just that my work schedule, and his work schedule allows him to do the laundry. I think that's
I do the cooking and the cleaning. I'm just a regular old slave.
Right. So that is it. I cannot tell you what is a pro and con for you, but as far as me, a con for real though, when I do have to wash clothes, that I have to unfold his socks. I hate when he put his socks together and put them in the washing machine because I gotta touch his funky socks
because they didn't properly get clean.
Yeah, and so I hate that part.
A con for me is that he washes the towels with everything.
Yeah, he do. But he's not your husband.
But that's a close enough.
Andrea say, you're so right, Andrea. A con is selfishness, has no place in a marriage. I think sometimes, I think sometimes we have to be selfish, right? I think that although we come together and we're one, we're still separate people.
Right.
I think everyone need something of their own or a time of their own. And sometimes you have to be a little selfish and be like, no, not today. That's not good for me. And so I don't know. Sometimes selfishness is necessary.
Yeah, in moderation. I feel like it's. I don't want to say it's always important to be selfish, but there is always a time
to be selfish.
Everything is time and place, and there is a time and a place to be selfish, and there's a time and a place to be selfless. You just have to know which is which.
Yeah. One other thing that they wanted to know is that how to put their finance together. No one can tell you how to live out your marriage. This is why it's a marriage between two people. Again, because what works for me don't work for you. What works for you don't work for me. My husband and I have always had our own bank accounts, and we've always had bank accounts with both of our names on it. And so in that, I think it's okay to have your own bank account, but I think it's okay. I think it's necessary to have bank accounts where everybody's name on it, the husband and the wife. But even in the midst of you having your own bank account, I think I should know to have access to it if something happened and vice versa. That's me. So that's it on the
Ain't getting no access to my bank account.
well, here's
Now,
it. Treat people how you want to be treated. And if you're with someone that you can't trust your finance with, 9 times out of 10 you with someone that you shouldn't be with. Because a husband and wife should have each other best interest in mind. And if you're so concerned about a person knowing how much money you have, then that person is definitely not for you. Andrea laughing at you. Yeah, we used to say that back in the day. What's his is his, and what's his is mine, and what mine is mine. If when you have those mentality, right, when you go into a marriage with that mentality, you're not giving your marriage 100%. You're already planning your way of escape, right? I got my money because
you never know what can
never
happen.
gonna happen, and I got to be prepared for a rainy day. Mind you, I may have $50 that Woody may not know that I have, or I may have $100 because I don't, kept it for a pair of shoes, but I don't have hundreds and thousands of dollars. I don't have it anyway, but I wouldn't hide hundreds and thousands of dollars because I feel like he's gonna come after it. And I think most of the time the reason why finance is a problem because people have a problem with that person with loyalty, or honesty, or faithfulness. And when you have those problems, then sure you want to keep your money to yourself. Okay? That's it with that. Yeah. Anything else? You guys, I am going to be on
She's cheating.
Jabril Speaks at 7:45. And so we're going to have a short show today. We do have more guests lined up for the month of May. Mother's Day, we wanted to have a couple mothers and daughters on with us, but we didn't get anyone to say yes yet. Do you have anybody?
Maybe. I'm sure. You and I.
And somebody else and their mother.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What about if I bring my daughter on?
Anyway, Andrea, you're so right. Marriage is honorable. And if you don't honor your marriage, if you can't honor your marriage, then that's when you have to take another look at the marriage. If you are so worried that you can't share or you can't be open, then it's a problem. Like I talk to people all the time. Woody and I, we know I'm lying. He know all of my passwords. I don't know most of the password because he do everything. But I know the password to his phone. Our phones are not off limit. Yes, you do. Our phones are not off limit. And when you get to the point where you got to have passwords and secrets, and although I don't know the passwords, they're written down somewhere for me. I just don't log in. I don't pay the bills. I don't log into the Wi-Fi. I don't do none of that. Wouldn't do all that. But push come to shove, I know where to get the information.
Right, you have access to it.
The information.
I have all of their passwords. I have Face ID. What else do I have?
Too much.
Pin number. Their whole life, actually.
Yeah, because we're your children.
That's how it should be. I have to make sure that y'all are okay, and that y'all are not doing anything that y'all should not be doing, and just to make sure that y'all are safe. Okay. And speaking of safe, Dad, I actually don't have your location, but we will work on that once we get off live today.
Okay, yeah.
Because I have yours. Yeah. And if you were wondering who did my nails, I did them.
Yay! You're getting there, girl. You're getting there.
Yeah, this took 40 days and 40 nights for real.
Not really, but it took a minute, but you're doing well. With that, I'm transitioning. I don't know where God is calling me. I'm working 2 days a week. I'm getting ready to be ordained as a pastor.
He is calling you higher.
Hallelujah. And I really want to serve him with my whole heart. I want to be the example of a leader that we don't get a chance to see that often. Not that I'm perfect, but I want to have a perfect heart towards God. And in that, I'm also trying to stay into what I love, which is fashion. And I realize that, you think you're doing okay, but you realize that you let go those things that you had passion for. You
Mhm.
realized that you was just existing. And I realized that I was just, when it came down to my fashion, and not probably because I wasn't happy. I'm not happy with my physical being, and that I don't dress myself like I used to. And so I decided to take control over that. And I said today that life is what you make it. Get up and make something sweet. Take control of your life. Do something that you have the power to do. So often we're waiting on things to happen, or we're waiting on a better situation instead of taking control of it now.
And once you start waiting, you will just keep waiting, because you'll wait for this and you'll get there. But then you'll wait for something else. And the longer you wait, the longer you'll wait.
Yeah.
The more time will pass you by, and you will just see that you haven't changed anything. You haven't accomplished anything. And that is how you wake up.
And life has passed you by.
And you're the same place that you were in 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And who wants that? You go through shit and you grow through shit.
Real though, that is real. My lady is calling me to sign in, you guys. I'm going to have to go ahead and exit. Make sure you guys stay tuned with the Beach with You talk show. Make sure you follow Morgan. Follow me on Doing Life with Angela on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Follow Morgan on
Wiz Monifa on YouTube and TikTok.
And yeah, just follow us. We appreciate you for staying tuned. Go ahead and share this, like this, and tell your friends to follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We love you and we mean it. And yeah.
Bye.
Bye.